welcome to day 2,799 of What Shift You Now. It's a place where I document my journey, share lessons learned, talk about the different content I'm creating, what other projects I'm working on. Usually I just talk about one here and there. I don't share them all because it would be overwhelming for me and for everybody else as well. Plus I would talk too long. So today we're still working on our focus on spiritual health and well-being, the area and the aspect of the life framework that we're focusing on this month. We've got 9 areas that I focus on. Done it for a couple of years now. I've shared this and done a month focus on each of the different areas and aspects of the life framework that I learned from Jim Rohn and Tony Robbins back in the early 80s, or it could have been 79. I don't remember. It's been a long time. So they shared a 7-part life framework, which I adopted back then, and I used it regularly. There was a few times I didn't follow it and didn't use it, but with the pandemic and everything, I really went all in on using my life framework and paying attention to it and getting back to the tools and the strategies and the tips and the practices and the habits and the routines that work for me. And that was a crazy time, but it was a great time because it allowed us, many of us who, lots of people's lives were turned upside down during the pandemic. We had the opportunity to come out stronger or wallow in self-pity during that time period. And a lot of people chose wallowing. And those that wallowed, or those that didn't do anything, or those just sat and watched the news and thought, ain't it awful, probably didn't have a very good experience during the pandemic. Others, I launched a 30 days every other month challenge to get up and go and keep moving during that time period. And I got 2 years of coaching, did some incredible personal development things, and continued to move forward during that time. Now, fortunately for me, I'd already been online, so I had an outlet to do that. If you weren't, it was a great time to come online. It was a great time to learn technology. Think of the power if AI had been where it is now back in 2020. There'd be so many people exploding on it. Anyway, topic for another day. So today we're talking about step 4 in our IDEANCE process. We came up with the IDEANCE process in January. Another thing I've done for a couple of years now is the first month of the year, we do foundational things. And part of that is creating a process that we're going to use throughout the year as we go into each of the life framework areas and apply it at the end of the month to help us get what we want by the end of the year in each of the different areas and aspects of our life. So we've done all of the areas except physical, which we're hopping into next month. This is spiritual this month, and we're on step 4, which is A for action. I shared the 3E turn to the 5E tool because, I always got to change and improve and grow with things and make them my own, which I recommend that you do too. And so I added expense and energy to the E's. So now we're up to 5 E's. So I just shared that tool and described how to use it in both Supersize Your Business and the Be a Better You Annual Challenge. So we're doing one thing every day to be a better human being, a better version of ourselves. And I really like that concept. I may very well do something similar next year. I'm not sure we'll call it the Be a Better You Annual Challenge, but we might. I will decide before the end of the year. Or if I want to do a totally different thing, a totally different topic, I'd love to hear what you would like to work on for a year, just a little bit every single day. Because guess what? That makes it really painless to become 365 times better than you were at the beginning of the year if we just do one little thing a day. And I think breaking it down by the different primary areas of importance in our lives as human beings, it really helps to focus that energy monthly. And then overall, we do that as well, both in January and December. And in December, we start getting ready for next year's challenge, wrapping up our goals for this year and seeing how we're doing and seeing how everything worked out, where we learn some lessons, where we need some tweaks, where there's tools we want to find different tools for, etc. We do that in December. All right. If I can help you in any way, hit me up and ask. Otherwise, what are we doing today? We are looking at the alternatives we came up with, the options we came up with yesterday. We're picking 3. We're analyzing those 3, and we are making sure we take action on that today. Have an awesome day. I will, of course, be with you tomorrow because that's what I'm going to be doing.